Hello guys, what's going on? It's Sam, and today we're going to be talking about the Titanfall beta. So it finished around a week ago, and personally, I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was somewhat like Call of Duty, because it was made by Respawn, who are the people who left Activision, or not Activision, whichever COD developer it was. And I really enjoyed it. I felt it was a good change from Battlefield 4 and FIFA 14, which are the only two games that I really ever play. So it did feel like a pretty solid game. I didn't really notice any game-breaking bugs or anything annoying, apart from the amount of frame drops that I started to get. It started off not really happening much, but as the beta got towards the end, I noticed I started to have more of them, and it just got almost unplayable. So in all honesty, I did start to get a bit worried about the game. I didn't know if I'd actually enjoy it or not when I got my hand on my beta code. But as the beta came into its last 3 days or so, I started to see more videos that seemed a lot better. And in my eyes, the game just changed. I couldn't wait to get my code, which I got in the second to last day or something. And it was like the best thing since Nutella. So for what it was definitely a really good beta. Even though there was only 3 game modes or so. There was Last Titan Standing, Attrition and Hardpoint, as well as the only 2 maps, which were Fracture and Angel City. So, beta was very good, apart from the occasional frame drops which started to come in more towards the end of the beta. Even though there are only 3 game modes, which you kind of expect from a beta. Actually, I was only expecting around 1, maybe 2. And those game modes were Last Titan Standing, Attrition and Hardpoint. And I was kind of surprised that there were 2 maps and not just 1. There were Fracture and Angel City. To be honest, I've seen it before. I thought it was only going to be Angel City, but I was quite surprised when they brought in Fracture into the beta as well. Personally, I preferred Angel City over Fracture. I felt as if, well, I prefer city maps in games like first-person shooters over sort of somewhat built up sort of like villages, I guess you could call it. And my favourite game mode or game modes were Attrition and Hardpoint. I didn't really like was it Last Titan Standing? I didn't think that was a great game mode, but then to be honest, I don't really like running around in a Titan. Also, my favourite weapons to run around with were either the Smart Pistol or the Carbine. And when I used the SMG, I just felt as if it was useless. It seemed to do no damage whatsoever compared to like the Carbine and the Smart Pistol. When they announced that it was only going to be 6v6 players, I was quite surprised. I didn't really think it would be that fast paced, and I actually personally thought the maps were bigger than they actually are. But the AIs, they just make it so much faster, I guess, the Spectres and the Grunts. They make it a lot better, and I'm actually really glad they were implemented into the game. And as I said before, I wasn't really a huge fan of the Titans. I felt as if they were a bit too sluggish, and I felt like I was at a massive disadvantage to the enemy pilots when I was using a Titan, because they're just so easy to get on top of and rodeo. It almost seems pointless taking one unless you have boost and electric smoke, which kind of helps with those awkward situations. When I did run as a Titan, I guess I did pretty well. I didn't do amazing because I didn't really enjoy going in them as much, but I found that their rockets were quite helpful if they were used right at taking out enemy Titans, because personally, I ran with the tank loadout kinda, except I twisted it around and I took electric smoke and lock-ons instead. Unless they already had those on, of course, which I can't actually quite remember. So guys, that wraps up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I shall see you in the next video.